Okay, part of what I'm doing today, I'm recording with the Zoom F2, and this is not the Bluetooth version. I don't need the Bluetooth version, although that's kind of cool, but this is much cheaper and it works just as well. So I just reset the timing on it whenever I need in the morning. I had a video on this, and I'll put that up somewhere so you can see that. I prefer that because, man, 32-bit recording, once you start doing that, it's like all the other stuff just fades away. But I'm also on right now it's 41-hour fast, so I'll be going probably a 48-hour fast today. That is something that benefits the body, so it's not for weight. Obviously, I'm not quite in that worrisome stage where I have to worry about weight. I never actually have. I've always been lean. It's just genetics, high metabolism. But I do it for the health benefits. There's a mental clarity, although you may not see that demonstrated here because I'm on 41 hours with eating absolutely nothing, so just water fast. And I do take electrolytes. One of my viewers had a question regarding whether or not the A and B setting points on the iFocus is lost when you turn off the stabilizer. And it is actually true that yes, it is lost. So when I've got my professor glasses on right now that I have to use for up close stuff, but it also helps on this really small screen to be able to see what actually is in focus. The blue lines for focus pulling aren't as clear as they could be. Right now I'm drawing it back. Let me turn on the focus here. Going back up there, little green light comes on, and it's plugged into the stabilizer. And so right off the bat, it automatically works. It's just, it's always done that for me. It just automatically plugs right in. And you can see essentially what I'm doing is I'm going to pull focus so that I focus on the trees back there. And then right here, in fact, I'll run this at the same time so that we're recording, so that we can see that I will be focusing here on that and then farther out. So I'm going to set that as my B point. And we do that down here. Hold that, go down to advanced, slide that over, down to focus.
There's a heavy screen flicker, so.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay. You'll pardon the screen flicker because we're using an iPhone right now to capture that. I probably should have used the Blackmagic, but we'll see if that's too much of a problem or not, because then I'll just freeze the shot. So this is set A and set B, okay? And right now I'm going to just set B by turning that little button over there, and it says OK. So that's where we're set right now. And then what I do is I'll go back in and adjust my focus to the foreground here, okay? And then I will go to my set A, and we now have that set. So now I can go back out of that, and all it will do then is focus only between those 2 points. So no matter how much I turn the wheel, it will only shoot between those 2 points. Now, you might have a problem with some of the lenses that aren't cine lens. So this is basically hard mechanically driven. It's not fly-by-wire, which means on some of the other ones, Panasonic lenses and so forth, and other lenses, that when you rotate this is basically just like a potentiometer that basically sets an electrical signal into the camera to then affect the motor to adjust the lens and so forth. But this is a direct connection to the lens. And so whenever you're using a cine lens, you get the nice grade on the actual gear system. It's really solid, and all of your movements for focus are specifically true, meaning they will not adjust. If they're fly-by-wire, there is that tendency for it to not retain its depth properly. Its focus will be off just a bit, meaning how fast you turn the wheel here and so forth, even just by the hand there, is not consistent. So the Cine lens gives you consistency, and that's vital for what you're doing. So now you can see that we do have, that is solid. I mean, it's stopping it no matter how much I turn. So I can keep rotating that wheel and it will not go beyond those 2 points, set points. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn off the system here. Clearly I had that up a little off balance, just a tad. Okay, so that's turned off now. I'm going to leave the iFocus on to see if that retains it, and it won't, at least in my experimenting before, it did not. So I'm going to turn this back on now, turn on the Mocha. I said Mocha, so I've been working with tracking and doing graphics work this morning on Mocha Pro and pulling out keys and doing some rotoscoping, so that's why that's a problem in my memory. But the Moza, very close. So we're going to look at the thing to see if this retained the positions. I'm going to rotate this, and it did not. So see, it continues well beyond any A or B points. So that is just to let you know that in the system, we're looking back here. Whoops, not auto tune. So this is this is an example of 41 hours of fast. Otherwise, I feel really good. All right, it's doing its little wiggling dance here, and we're almost done. And okay, so now we're tuned. Now I'm going to go back into the settings and advanced, pop that up, go down to focus, and you'll see that on our F1 that we had set A and B are off. So that helps answer, I forget the person's question, but I'll put the information up as needed. If you have any other questions regarding this, please let me know, thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't. We have more videos coming. I've been on somewhat of a hiatus, but we're getting back into it because of other work that I had to do that took me away from this. So now we're getting back into this. So again, give me your questions if you have, and I will put it to a video. Thank you. Just letting you know that I did film this previous segment on the iPhone using the 10-bit. I did not use the Dolby Vision. There are some problems that I have with that as far as its oversaturation and inconsistency with some of the gradients in the sky and so forth. When all settings should be locked, it randomly changes. So I'm going to just go through a little bit of, on the next video, I'm going to just show you how I actually color correct this and bring it into DaVinci Resolve and present it for YouTube so that you can see how we actually bring in 10-bit iPhone footage, color correct it properly, and then spit it back out.